Next, an update on the Board of Aldermen's attempt at passing a local campaign finance reform law.
On September 11th, the Board of Aldermen passed an ordinance that says individuals and businesses involved in real estate development here can give no more than $250 to local campaigns. It passed with 7 votes. Mayor Joseph A. Curtatone is expected to veto the ordinance on September 23rd, which means the law would go back to the board for another vote. If one no vote switches to yes, the board will be able to override the veto and the law will pass. Supporters of the ordinance were clear on why they back it.
We do things in increments, typically, in legislation and in law. So I think this is an important step, an important increment. Now is the time, I think, for us on the local level to take steps to try to get money out of politics. Right now we have a system that frankly allows the McGuire Group to give $6,000 to the mayor in one day. In one day. So if we could try to limit this, if we could try to scale this back a little bit so that ordinary people have more of a say in what their elected officials do every day, I think we would have taken a very important step as a Board of Aldermen to have made the system just a little bit better.
In 2012 and 2013, Curtatone received about $200,000 in donations of $500 or more. Some firms mustered as much as $12,000 over that period. Perhaps 1/4 to 1/3 appear to be development related. Alderman Bill White has led the charge for the ordinance.
Probably the inspiration of it was a unanimous resolution that the Board of Aldermen adopted, I don't know, maybe 3 years ago, asking for the overturning of the Citizens United decision, which was a decision by the United States Supreme Court that's allowed much more corporate giving.
Since then, donation amounts have skyrocketed. For example, spending on midterm elections this year is 25 times higher than it was in 2006.
I've always had a concern that, the influence that money can have. Of course, we're a democracy, and our Supreme Court has said money does, in a way, constitute free speech, so folks do have the rights to contribute, but money can play a large role. If folks raise someone a large sum of money, there's going to be a natural inclination, I think, in human nature on folks' parts to try to help out, the people who do raise the money. And even though it's not bribery or anything, it still has an influence on public policy. That could skewer an awful lot of elections, and then, the results might be from the influence of folks outside of Somerville, these developers, versus what the local folks might necessarily want.
New York, Chicago, and several New Jersey cities and towns strictly limit campaign contributions in local elections. Will Alderman White and his allies be able to pick up the extra vote needed to override the mayor's veto? We'll be watching. For Somerville Neighborhood News, I'm Jane Regan.
The aldermen who voted no were Houston, McWaters, Rossetti, and Connolly.